The journey into the profound depths of esoteric understanding often begins with the simplest of forms, and yet none are quite as deceptively profound as the cube. For millennia, across civilizations shrouded in the mists of time, the cube has stood as an unwavering sentinel, its rigid lines whispering tales of creation and confinement. In the sacred geometry of ancient Egypt, where the very fabric of existence was meticulously charted, the cube was not merely a shape. It was a cosmic blueprint, representing the very bedrock upon which the material realm was built. Imagine, if you will, the architects of the pyramids, not just as master builders of stone, but as initiates possessed of ancestral wisdom, meticulously aligning their monumental structures with celestial bodies, each block a silent testament to the foundational principle that form is the crucible of spirit. This profound symbolism extends far beyond mere physical construction, delving into the very essence of what it means to be anchored in a world of tangibility. It speaks of the undeniable solidity of our physical existence, the very ground beneath our feet, and the seemingly unyielding structures that define our reality. The cube, in this sense, is the ultimate representation of the manifested universe, a grand design of order and discernibility. Consider the alchemical texts of Hermetic philosophy, where adepts sought to unravel the mysteries hidden within the natural world, transforming base elements into the sublime. Within their cryptic diagrams and enigmatic pronouncements, the cube frequently appeared, not as an obstacle to transcendence, but as the very stage upon which the great work of transformation was enacted. It symbolizes the descent of consciousness into the realm of matter, the spirit taking on form, becoming fixed and seemingly immutable. This isn't a punitive descent, but a necessary one, for it is only within the confines of form that experience can truly unfold, that lessons can be learned, and that the spirit can truly come to know itself. The cube, therefore, becomes the very definition of structure, the unyielding framework that provides stability amidst the chaotic dance of existence. It is the boundary, the limitation, and the very vessel that contains the boundless. Without this form, there would be no canvas upon which the brushstrokes of life could paint their vibrant tapestry. It is the container for the cosmic energy that flows through all things, giving it shape and definition. Yet, there is a profound paradox embedded within this very concept of the cube. While it signifies the steadfastness of the material world and the anchoring of spirit, it also subtly alludes to the inherent limitations and boundaries that define our physical universe. Think of the ancient Gnostics, who, in their relentless pursuit of spiritual illumination, often spoke of the prison of the material world, a realm of illusion for which true liberation could only be achieved through gnosis. The cube, in this context, could be seen as the very walls of that prison, the tangible confines that seemingly restrict the boundless nature of the soul. However, as we delve deeper into the ancestral wisdom that permeates these ancient philosophies, we begin to perceive a more nuanced truth. The limitations are not necessarily shackles, but rather the very conditions that facilitate growth. Imagine a seed contained within its protective shell. The shell is a limitation, but without it, the delicate life within could not begin its journey towards flourishing. The journey of understanding the cube is not about escaping its grasp, but rather about comprehending its profound purpose. It is a symbol that forces us to confront the inherent dualities of existence, the freedom of spirit versus the constraints of matter, the infinite potential versus the finite manifestation. The very act of perceiving these boundaries, of acknowledging the fixed nature of our physical reality, is the first step towards transcending them. The mysteries hidden within the cube are not to be feared, but to be embraced, for they hold the keys to unlocking deeper levels of awareness. Consider the labyrinthine corridors of forgotten temples, where initiates would embark on arduous journeys, each turn and each wall serving as a deliberate boundary, designed not to thwart, but to guide them towards a central revelation. These architectural forms mirrored the very essence of the cube's symbolism, a structured path towards an ultimate truth, a fixed form enabling the unfixed journey of discovery. Thus, as we contemplate the ubiquitous presence of the cube in various ancient traditions and esoteric teachings, from the Kaaba in Mecca to the philosophical underpinnings of Platonic solids, we begin to recognize a singular, overarching truth. The cube is not merely a geometric shape. It is a profound philosophical statement, an enigma inviting us to peer beyond the obvious and to seek the deeper currents of cosmic energy that shape our reality. It represents the grounding of the ethereal, the manifestation of the unseen, and the very foundation upon which all experience is built. It is the silent teacher, eternally present, whispering secrets of structure and stability, and subtly hinting at the pathways to spiritual illumination that lie hidden within its very essence. As we ponder these ancient symbols, we are drawn into a profound dance between the perceived and the concealed, forever questioning the nature of our own confinement and the boundless potential that lies just beyond its solid facade. This leads us to consider the often misunderstood, yet profoundly powerful connection between the black cube and a force, often perceived as demanding and restrictive: Saturn. Our exploration of the cube's profound symbolism inevitably leads us to its darker, more mysterious counterpart, the black cube, an emblem shrouded in ancient lore and often directly linked to Saturn. This celestial titan, known in antiquity as Kronos, the god of time, is far more than a distant planet. It embodies a primordial force, a demanding cosmic architect governing the very constructs of reality. When we speak of Saturn, we evoke a presence of immense gravity, not just in the astronomical sense, but in its profound influence over the cycles of decay, the unyielding march of discipline, the rigid boundaries that define our existence, and the relentless process of aging. The connection between the black cube and Saturn is not mere coincidence. It is a deep-seated truth whispered in texts prohibited from common eyes, revealing a fundamental principle of the universe. That form, limitation, and time are inextricably intertwined. This formidable association is a testament to the ancestral wisdom that recognized the dual nature of all cosmic forces, both creative and restrictive. For many, Saturn, and by extension the black cube, might initially appear as a formidable, even malevolent influence. It is the celestial taskmaster, demanding adherence to universal laws, enforcing karma, and bringing about the inevitable dissolution of what has outlived its purpose. Think of the ancient mystery schools, where initiates underwent rigorous trials and faced seemingly insurmountable obstacles. These were not random tests, but carefully orchestrated encounters with the Saturnian principle, designed to break down egoic structures and forge true resilience. The mysteries hidden within this connection suggest that growth often arises from challenge, that true strength is born from confronting one's limitations. The black cube, therefore, isn't just a symbol. It's an energetic signature, resonating with the very forces that compel us to face our shadows, to learn the lessons of patience, and to understand the profound discipline required for any meaningful endeavor, whether it be spiritual or material. It is the crucible where raw cosmic energy is subjected to immense pressure. Yet, to merely perceive Saturn as a harbinger of decay or a stern disciplinarian is to miss the deeper, more transformative aspect of its influence, an insight crucial for achieving spiritual illumination. While it undeniably governs dissolution, it also oversees the necessary pruning that allows for new growth. Consider the Earth itself. Winter, a season often associated with Saturn's cold, harsh grip, is not an end, but a period of essential dormancy, of purification, allowing the dormant seeds to gather strength for the vibrant bloom of spring. The black cube, in this light, is not solely about restriction, but about refinement. It represents the very act of crystallization, where diffuse energies are concentrated, given form, and thus made potent. The texts prohibited in various eras often held keys to understanding these paradoxes, revealing that what appears to be a burden can, in fact, be a profound catalyst for awakening. The seemingly dark aspects of Saturn are merely reflections of the shadow work required for genuine mastery over one's own destiny. The very color black, when applied to the cube, carries its own profound symbolic weight in the esoteric traditions. Black is not merely the absence of light. It is the culmination of all colors, the void from which all creation emerges, and the vessel into which all things eventually return. It signifies the primordial, the unmanifested potential, and the deep, silent wisdom that precedes all form. When conjoined with the cube, this blackness speaks to the fundamental, unyielding nature of the Saturnian influence, a force that strips away the superficial, revealing the bare essence. It's akin to the ultimate test, where everything extraneous is removed, leaving only what is true and unshakable. This process, though often uncomfortable, is vital for those seeking ancestral wisdom and genuine spiritual illumination. It's within this profound stillness, this void represented by the black, that the true self can be encountered, unburdened by illusions and external attachments. Therefore, as we contemplate the black cube of Saturn, we are invited to look beyond simplistic interpretations of good and evil, and instead embrace the profound interplay of forces that shape our reality. This is not a symbol to be feared, but one to be understood, for it holds invaluable lessons about the nature of time, the importance of structure, and the transformative power of discipline. The mysteries hidden within its geometric perfection and its somber hue point towards a path of self-mastery, where challenges are not impediments, but opportunities for growth. It is the cosmic chisel, shaping the rough stone of our being into a work of art. But how, then, can something so seemingly restrictive, so inherently linked to limitation, actually serve as a profound teacher, a conduit for liberation rather than a mere prison for the soul? This leads us to unravel the next layer of this profound enigma. Initially, when we confront the stark imagery of the black cube, especially in its association with the perceived strictures of Saturn, it's not uncommon for the mind to conjure up visions of confinement, of a soul ensnared within the rigid confines of the material plane. It feels like a descent, doesn't it? A plunge from the boundless realms of pure spirit into the dense, often challenging, landscape of physical existence, where the infinite seems to forget its true nature amidst the finite. This perspective, echoed in many ancient creation myths and esoteric narratives, posits the material world, symbolized by the cube, as a kind of cosmic trap, a labyrinth designed to obscure the spirit's innate spiritual illumination. It speaks to the undeniable pull of earthly desires and the seemingly endless cycle of cause and effect that can bind us. For centuries, texts prohibited by established authorities hinted at this very dilemma, suggesting a profound struggle between the ethereal and the tangible, where the soul, once free-flowing cosmic energy, becomes solidified, defined, and perhaps limited. Yet, to truly unlock the mysteries hidden within the black cube, we must transcend this initial perception of it as an inescapable prison. The profound ancestral wisdom passed down through various mystical traditions reveals a far more nuanced truth. The cube, and by extension, the Saturnian influence it embodies, is not intrinsically malevolent. Instead, it serves as a cosmic teacher, a meticulous sculptor of the soul. Imagine a diamond in the rough. Its brilliance is latent, obscured by imperfections. It is only through immense pressure and precise cutting that its true facets are revealed. The black cube operates in much the same way, acting as a crucible, a testing ground designed to refine the soul. It exposes our flaws, our weaknesses, and our illusions, not to punish us, but to present us with undeniable opportunities for growth. Every boundary encountered, every limitation faced, becomes a lesson, a challenge that, when surmounted, expands our consciousness and deepens our understanding of self. Consider the narratives found in various texts prohibited throughout history, which, when properly deciphered, speak not of escaping the physical, but of mastering it. These are not tales of spiritual flight from the material, but of transforming the material itself into a vessel for higher consciousness. The cube, in this sense, becomes less of a jail and more of a cosmic dojo, a structured environment where the spiritual warrior hones their skills. The very discomfort we often feel when confronted with Saturnian energies, the discipline, the delays, the confronting of karma, are not random acts of cosmic cruelty. They are precisely calibrated experiences designed to force us into introspection, to cultivate resilience, and to integrate lessons that can only be learned through direct engagement with the hard realities of life. It's a profound school for the soul, teaching through experience and guiding us towards true spiritual illumination, not by avoiding challenges, but by navigating them with newfound awareness. This concept resonates deeply with the practices of alchemia interior, where the base elements of our being, our fears, our attachments, our unexamined patterns, are subjected to a rigorous process of purification and transformation. Just as lead is transmuted into gold through a process of heat and pressure, so too is the soul refined within the structured confines of existence. The black cube provides the very conditions for this alchemical process. It sets the boundaries within which the inner work must occur, preventing dispersal and focusing the raw cosmic energy towards specific, transformative outcomes. Without these boundaries, without the friction that arises from encountering limitations, there would be no impetus for change, no pressure to evolve. It is within the cube's embrace that the scattered fragments of self are brought together, disciplined, and forged into a cohesive, enlightened being. Therefore, the profound lesson of the black cube is that the perceived prison is, in fact, an integral part of the path to liberation. It is through engaging with its seemingly restrictive nature that we uncover our deepest strengths and unlock hitherto unknown potentials. The ancestral wisdom enshrined in its symbolism is a testament to the understanding that true freedom is not found in the absence of form, but in the mastery of it. The very structure that initially seems to confine us becomes the platform for our greatest spiritual breakthroughs. The question, then, is not how to escape the cube, but how to inhabit it with profound consciousness and intent, transforming its perceived limitations into launching pads for true spiritual illumination. This radical shift in perspective inevitably leads us to the heart of the alchemical process, where the cube can be consciously transmuted from a tomb into a temple. Having journeyed through the symbolism of the cube and its profound connection to Saturn, we arrive at the pivotal understanding that true freedom isn't found in a frantic escape from form, but in the ultimate mastery of it. This is a profound shift in perspective, one that ancestral wisdom has meticulously preserved in its most guarded texts prohibited from widespread dissemination. It's the radical notion that the very structures we initially perceive as limiting, the boundaries of our physical existence, the challenges of our material reality, can be transmuted into pathways of immense spiritual power. Imagine the grand cathedrals of old. Their immense, seemingly confining walls do not imprison the sacred, but rather define a space where the divine can manifest, where cosmic energy can be focused and revered. The black cube, therefore, when approached with awakened consciousness, ceases to be a tomb and becomes a sacred temple, a hallowed space for profound self-realization. The transformation from tomb to temple hinges entirely upon the infusion of consciousness, love, and wisdom. This isn't merely a philosophical concept. It's an active process, an alchemia interior where the base elements of fear, ignorance, and attachment are consciously refined into the gold of enlightenment. When we inhabit our lives, our physical bodies, and our material circumstances with profound awareness and genuine affection, the very energy that once felt oppressive can be consciously redirected to empower us. Think of a river confined within its banks. The banks are limitations, yet they are precisely what give the river its directional force and power. Without them, it would be a mere swamp. Similarly, the perceived boundaries of the black cube provide the very framework through which our spiritual power can be channeled and expressed in the material world, leading to profound spiritual illumination. It's within these perceived constraints that true mastery is forged. This profound concept draws a direct, powerful analogy to the ancient art of alchemy, a sacred science obsessed with the transformation of lead into gold. In this mystical symbolism, lead, with its dense and heavy properties, is often associated with Saturn, the planet of limitation, karma, and the mundane. The alchemical process is not merely about metallurgy. It's a metaphor for the purification of the soul, the arduous yet ultimately rewarding journey of transforming base human nature into its highest, most refined state. Through a rigorous process of heating, dissolving, and recombining, the lead is transmuted, its essence elevated to the incorruptible brilliance of gold. This is precisely what happens when we embrace the lessons of the black cube. The very challenges and restrictions it presents become the furnace within which our spirit is purified, our consciousness refined, and our true golden essence revealed. The mysteries hidden within these processes are unveiled only through direct experience and profound introspection. The journey through the black cube is thus a deliberate act of conscious creation, a process of reclaiming our innate power from the very forces that once seemed to bind us. It's about recognizing that the prison was, in fact, a carefully constructed container designed for our evolution. The cosmic energy that initially felt like a burden transforms into a wellspring of inner strength, allowing us to build, to create, and to manifest our highest potential. This is why ancestral wisdom repeatedly points towards embracing, rather than resisting, the challenges that appear in our lives. Each perceived obstacle, each moment of Saturnian discipline, is an invitation to engage in our own personal alchemy, to turn the dross of worldly experience into the gold of spiritual realization. The more consciously we engage with these limitations, the more potent our transformation becomes, guiding us directly towards spiritual illumination. Ultimately, this transmutation isn't about escaping the form, but about elevating it. It's about realizing that the material world is not a trap to be shunned, but a divine expression to be honored and mastered. When inhabited with awareness, love, and wisdom, the black cube, this symbol of ultimate structure, becomes a profound vehicle for liberation. It ceases to be a stark reminder of decay and instead stands as a testament to the soul's infinite capacity for growth and self-transcendence. The texts prohibited throughout history have always hinted at this profound truth, inviting the seeker to look deeper, to understand that the greatest freedom often lies not beyond the boundaries, but precisely within them. And it is this profound paradox, this inherent duality of the black cube, that holds the ultimate key to understanding its pervasive presence across human culture and the eternal quest for meaning. Our extensive journey through the intricate symbolism of the cube, its deep ties to Saturn, and its transformative power now culminates in perhaps its most profound revelation. The black cube stands as a sacred paradox. It is simultaneously the cross we are called to bear and the foundational cornerstone upon which we can build enduring strength. This duality is not contradictory, but profoundly complementary, a fundamental truth echoed in ancestral wisdom that understands existence itself as a perpetual dance between opposing forces. Think of the yin and yang, not as forces fighting, but as energies interweaving to create a harmonious whole. The cube, in its stark blackness and unyielding form, perfectly encapsulates this tension. It gives concrete shape to the formless, bringing the vast, undifferentiated cosmic energy into a discernible reality. Yet, even as it defines, it hints at its ultimate nature as an illusion, a temporary manifestation of an eternal, formless truth. This paradox is a central theme in many texts prohibited throughout history, which often speak of the veil of illusion that shrouds the material world. The black cube, while being the very essence of form, serves as a powerful reminder that all form is transient, impermanent, and ultimately a projection of a deeper, unmanifested reality. It is the first truth because it is the undeniable reality of our physical experience, the ground of our being. But it is also an ultimate illusion because in the grand cosmic scheme, it is merely a fleeting expression of an infinite potential. To truly grasp this duality is to achieve a profound level of spiritual illumination, recognizing that while we operate within the confines of form, our true essence transcends it. This understanding is key to navigating the material world with both grounded presence and unbound spirit. The pervasive presence of the black cube across diverse cultures and ancient symbols is not accidental. It reflects a universal human quest for order, meaning, and eternity within the inexorable confines of time. From the Kaaba in Mecca, revered as the house of God, to the tefillin worn by practitioners of Judaism, which contains sacred texts prohibited from being publicly displayed, the cubic form reappears as a vessel for the divine, a container for sacred power. Even in modern abstract art and architecture, where simple geometric forms are celebrated, the cube continues to resonate with a primal sense of structure and completion. Each manifestation, each cultural interpretation reinforces the idea that humanity, across all epochs, grapples with the same fundamental questions about existence, purpose, and our place within the structured universe. The mysteries hidden within these ubiquitous symbols point to a collective unconscious recognition of this profound paradox. Consider the alchemy interior once more. The process isn't about destroying the lead, but transforming it. The form remains, but its essence changes. This is the ultimate lesson of the black cube. It is not about dismantling the structures of our lives, but about infusing them with such profound consciousness that they become conduits for higher vibration. When we truly understand that the cross to bear, our challenges, our karma, our limitations, is simultaneously the cornerstone to lean on, we unlock an immense reserve of inner power. The perceived burdens become opportunities, the restrictions become pathways, and the very concept of suffering is transmuted into a catalyst for profound growth. This deep ancestral wisdom tells us that the greatest liberation comes not from external circumstances changing, but from an internal shift in perception regarding the nature of reality itself. Therefore, the black cube stands as a silent, powerful testament to the soul's journey, a structured crucible where the formless spirit meets the manifest world, where limitations become teachers, and where the illusion of separation dissolves into the unified field of cosmic energy. It is a symbol that invites us to look deeply at our own lives, at the structures we inhabit and the challenges we face, and to recognize that within each lies the potential for unparalleled spiritual illumination. The paradox it presents is a riddle that, once contemplated, unlocks not just ancient secrets, but the very keys to our own liberation within the confines of time and space. The quest for this understanding is eternal, and the black cube remains a beacon on that path, forever challenging, forever teaching, and forever revealing what truths lie hidden in the ancient texts prohibited from public gaze. Why have certain insights been deliberately obscured from humanity for centuries? Today, you're not just watching a video. You're embarking on an unparalleled journey into the unknown, where ancestral wisdom unravels profound mysteries hidden in plain sight, and revelations challenge everything you thought you knew about the esoteric universe. Prepare yourself for the cosmic energy we're about to explore, embodied in the enigmatic black cube of Saturn, has the power to fundamentally alter your perception of spiritual illumination and the very nature of reality itself. This isn't information you'll find easily. It's a rare and transformative understanding of Alchemia Interior waiting to be unveiled. If this quest for forgotten knowledge resonates with your soul, hit that like button, share your initial thoughts in the comments below, and subscribe to join our growing community of truth seekers. Let's unlock these secrets together. Now that you've glimpsed the profound mysteries hidden within the black cube of Saturn and truly embarked on this journey of Alchemia Interior, I ask you, what other truths might be patiently waiting to be revealed just beyond the veil of common perception? Share your deepest reflections and insights in the comments below. Your perspective is invaluable on this shared quest for spiritual illumination. Don't forget to share this video with fellow seekers. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to ensure you don't miss our next dive into the depths of ancestral wisdom and the boundless cosmic energy that shapes our reality. Now, I invite you to continue your exploration by watching our next recommended video.